Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today, I bring you a story that has everyone holding their breath. The mystery surrounding Kanyaman and Sarah Bluma. For weeks, rumors about a possible pregnancy have been growing. It all started with subtle gestures, discreet behavior, fewer public appearances. And now, the complete silence from both families has only intensified the speculation. Sources close to the couple have hinted that something important is happening, but it can't be shared yet. Meanwhile, fans analyze every little thing about Sarah, her looser clothing, her absence on social media, even how she walks or avoids certain photo angles. Everything is being read as a sign. Neither she nor Khan have made any official statements, but one of Khan's recent posts made people wonder, a new chapter begins in my life. Was it a personal message? A clue? In a recent family gathering, people close to Khan said everything is going great, and they're very happy. However, they avoided mentioning anything about a pregnancy. Sarah's family, even more private, asked for respect and privacy. Despite the positive tone, the caution was obvious. Entertainment media quickly filled the silence with theories, possible dates, names, even predictions about what the baby might look like. But nothing has been confirmed. Meanwhile, Khan remains focused on his career, attending events and shooting sets, without ever talking about his private life. Some believe his silence is a way to protect his image and not let rumors affect his work. And in this sea of uncertainty, the only thing that's clear is the silence. A silence that has become the true protagonist, fueling headlines and keeping thousands of fans in suspense, all asking the same question. Is Sarah Bluma pregnant or not? For now, the mystery remains. Sometimes I think true strength doesn't lie in those who scream the loudest or chase attention, but in those who remain silent when the world expects a scandal. And if there's someone who's shown dignity, consistency, and grace amid storms of gossip, provocations, and ridicule, it's without doubt Demet Özdemir. Demet has always inspired respect, not for what she says, but for what she chooses not to say. And in recent times, when her name has been dragged into absurd comparisons and false stories, she did the hardest thing. She stayed out of it. The fact that many still remember her with affection and admiration proves the deep mark she's left in the public's heart. While others expose themselves for attention, turning their lives into a circus, Demet stays on her path, focused on her career, her goals, her peace. She doesn't need to flaunt a beach body or invent a love story to be relevant. And that's why many people, myself included, see her as a symbol of authenticity, balance, and self-respect. Many recent comments highlight the huge contrast between her and others who only live for media noise. One said, "Is this the woman for whom Khan left Demet and his own son? She has neither her beauty nor her class." And it's not just about looks, it's a deeper reflection on what truly matters in a woman, her integrity, her dignity, and the way she refuses to stoop low to stay visible. Despite the pain, the disappointments, and whatever she lived behind the scenes, because no one truly knows what goes on behind closed doors, Demet never victimized herself nor used scandals to stay in the spotlight. She's always maintained a calm but firm stance. And in a world where everything is bought and sold, that's rare and admirable. Some say silence is weakness, but in Demet's case, it's the opposite. Her silence has been her loudest statement, a declaration of independence, confidence, and self-love. And that makes her even more powerful. While others drown in lies, she rises higher with the simplicity of her truth. It's no surprise so many still want to see her shine alone or with someone. Because Demet doesn't need anyone to shine. And that's the biggest difference between her and others who are only remembered for the noise they generate. As someone said, only Khan and Sarah know what happens between them, but if a woman left her son to follow an actor, what are we even talking about? And that contrast makes us value Demet even more. Because she never abandoned her values. Because she never needed anyone to keep growing. Because unlike others, Demet doesn't play with her image or other people's emotions. If she ever suffered, she did so in silence. If she ever loved, she did it with her whole heart. And if she was ever betrayed, she overcame it with grace. Not revenge or drama. I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. Many of us have followed her for years, and with every step she takes, she confirms something important. That it's worth believing in people who don't sell themselves, who stay true, and who don't need to prove anything, because their actions already said it all. Demet Özdemir doesn't need to justify her past, explain her present, or defend herself. Her presence, her attitude, the way she lives, all of it is already an answer. And while others are stuck in the noise, she keeps walking forward toward what truly matters. A life built on consistency, work, and truth. I often read opinions accusing her of being cold or distant. But that is not coldness. It is a way to protect herself. I am convinced that Demet has loved sincerely and that this whole process has left her wounds. She does not need to show them. They are sensed in her gestures, in her silences, in the way she looks when someone asks her about personal matters. Today, she seems to me one of the most admirable figures in the Turkish artistic scene. Not only for her talent in front of the cameras, but for how she faces personal matters with respect, without using them as currency to gain relevance. While Khan seems disoriented, surrounded by confused decisions and doubtful company, Demet keeps growing, moving forward, projecting a coherent image. I hope that one day they can reunite as human beings who shared something real. I'm not talking about sentimental reconciliation, but about closure. A conversation from maturity. But if that doesn't happen, that's fine too. Everyone takes their own path. And if that path leads her away from the past, I will keep applauding her way of walking. Because Demet Özdemir doesn't need scandals, controversies, or labels. She just needs to be herself.